Yo, what up, people? Smith's to motherfucking R here today, of course, to give you guys Kuroko no Basket 2 Episode 8 motherfucking review. And, oh my god, I have to say, this episode right here gets a special rating. Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. The one I break out for episodes that I'm just like, oh, yo, oh my god, like amazingly performed, and it was what I wanted. I wanted to see how Teppei got injured, and we saw exactly how Teppei got injured. And basically, we saw them starting up. Basically, the very first time that they got on top of the school roof and proclaimed that they're gonna be the winners. Well, actually, technically speaking, Teppei proclaimed that they're gonna make it to nationals, which ties in a little bit later to Teppei's resolve, but we'll get to that later. But the main part about it was that Hyuga's finally joined them, and now they're working as a team. We find out how Hyuga became the captain and how this whole "I will confess naked" thing started, and oh my god, she just fucking starts laughing in the middle of the crowd. It's fucking hilarious. It really is. And then there's like a montage, and I'm like, oh my god, you know why? Because fucking White Album 2 had one of those montages too with just music in the background. And but the way it seemed though, it seemed like these motherfuckers literally did a second opening. I'm not even joking. Like that could have been the opening for this week's episode. It really could. Like, no joke. They could have made that the opening for this week's episode, and it would have fit perfectly. Like, oh yes. Like, let's be honest. It was literally, it was only a couple minutes. Like after the opening ended. Like after the whole, basically it was the whole rooftop scene. But still, it was good. And then, of course, we had the big gist of it, which is they're playing games, and then they start, like, after this dude fucking Teppei slam dunked, and Hyuga and Teppei are starting to become more friends, and this whole thing where Hyuga's like, I hate you. Teppei and Hyuga, they're sort of, throughout this episode, in the flashback, creating their bond, in a sense. Like, I'm the captain, but you're my vice captain, but we both bring the essential roles. And how Teppei is constantly passing it to Hyuga, showing off, sort of, what he can do. Because he's just constantly fucking three. Yes. That's cool. That's epic. That's what I like to see. And Generation of Miracles. And so there's the Generation of Miracles at this time. They just fucking walk out. They're like, yeah, man, I only scored 42 points. Fucking how many? Fuck my nigga. Doing the crazy shit. And then, oh my god, fucking, this dude. Because of you, I only made 10 shots. So then nigga only got 30 points. And then basically everybody was just gloating like, oh my god, it was so easy. It's like, yeah, now we got a fucking conference to go to. I'm like, oh my god. And the funniest shit ever was right after they walked away. Kuroko was walking somewhere behind the Generation of Miracles, and nobody noticed that. So I was like, oh my god, fuck. Like, I'll say it before and I'll say it again. Kuroko's my favorite character. I'm like, oh, they doing Kuroko like that. Fuck it. That's his thing. It was funny as shit. I enjoyed it. And then basically they go to their game. And, you know, it's fucking, yes, it's going hard. They're doing their thing. But the problem is that throughout all these games, Teppei is starting to feel something off. And it turns out that his leg isn't as good as it should be. Like, there's something wrong with it. It's damaged. But it isn't, like, it's still operational. It's just he's been straining it too much. And in their game, in order to go to nationals, this motherfucker, this dude is probably one of the most maniacal motherfuckers. Oh my god, he's so scheming. He just fucking, yeah. And they broke, oh my, they just went straight for the leg. He noticed it like in a split second. He's doing this whole persona thing of being a nice guy. Like, come on, team, defense. And oh my god, yes, yes, yes. He's my favorite uncrowned king right now. He is. He's just maniacal. He goes for the kill. He's playing off this whole persona, but he's inside his head just constantly thinking. Like, he's analyzing these motherfuckers' bodies while he's playing, and he notices Teppei's injury. That slight movement that he did when it started to feel uncomfortable. He noticed that shit and immediately pounced on the action and took him out the game. And now Teppei, that was his injury. Apparently all that stress and that attack to his leg. I'm fucking like, yeah. Hyuga saw this shit too, and he tried to complain but didn't do shit because there was no evidence. But yeah, so because of that, Teppei got his injury, and the whole thing about either he could get the surgery, but he wouldn't be able to play for at least 4 years, or he could do just rehabilitation. and be able to play next year, but it would constantly do damage to his leg, so he couldn't do that anymore, and he'd have to get the surgery eventually. If the uncrowned king was in earlier, he would have. He said himself he would have wiped the floor with him, but they got too much of a point lead on him. Because it seems to me like he isn't really a point man. We didn't see him shoot the entire episode. He was like a tactician in this shit. Like, oh yes, go for the leg sweep that nigga, leg sweep, go for the leg sweep. Like, yes, he's good. And then basically we got Teppei. He's in the fucking hospital. They won the game. They're going to see him. Hyuga, he's mad because this motherfucker's talking mad shit. He's talking mad shit. Like, good thing you didn't get injured. Good luck at the Nationals. Like, yes. Because that was his goal, just to fuck with their Nationals. Like, yeah, just take out one of their best players. It's like, fuck it, we're already going to lose. Might as well take a nigga out. Teppei scene in the hospital where everybody's coming in. He's basically like, yeah, I'll be okay next week. I'll see you guys there. And then after they leave, of course, they notice something. Hyuga notices something, and so does, of course, and she does too, but she's like on the foot, like she doesn't go and confront it really. She's just listening to Hyuga, and she realizes exactly why Teppei picked him. And she's listening to this entire conversation. I'm just like, damn. She's listening to this entire conversation. I'm just like, damn. I'm like, yes. It kind of shows why she really sticks with this team now. And the whole thing about Teppei's resolve was really, really, really challenged in this. Because Hyuga basically like, no, you're lying. It's like, and he breaks down exactly what's going on, Teppei. And Hyuga's like, so you're the one. You honestly don't believe we're going to win. You're the people that she hates. And then Teppei's remembering, like, I hate you. Teppei and Hyuga, they strengthen their bond, and they're realizing that next year it's going to be their last year, and they're going to have to become the best in Japan. The Generation of Miracles is coming out. The challenge is going to be immense, but they have to do it. And so now it's bringing to light this entire situation that's happening, or that happened in last week's episode before this whole flashback started, where basically Teppei, now he's injured again, and we don't know if he'll be able to continue playing. Yes. Yes. This week's episode, oh yes, 9.7 out of 10. Better than good, it's better than great, it's better than amazing. It's just better. That's my number, because I didn't have anything else to put there. So I was like, fuck it. This is going to be that number for those episodes that are just like, yes, I'm so drawn into them. They're just great. I could watch it again and again if I want to. I could just lay back and watch this and enjoy every single moment. Yes, that's what this episode was.